you struggling to keep your vendor relationships and software management processes running smoothly? You're not alone. Many organizations face scattered communication, missed deadlines, and lack of visibility when managing vendor and software assets. This often leads to costly mistakes, compliance risk, and wasted time. That's where Wrike comes in. This vendor management solution brings together all of your vendor and software processes into one centralized workspace. Let's take a moment and explore how Wrike can transform your vendor and software management processes, ultimately helping you to overcome common pain points and work cross-functionally smarter. First, let's take a quick peek into some of the underlying components used to build this solution. We've started with 6 different custom item types to help manage the different items of work within this process, such as payments, renewals, documents, etc. We also have a variety of custom fields created to help you get started and have some of the common elements built so you don't have to think these up on your own. We have some workflows for the review process and just a general vendor status process. We've built a few automation ideas to give you ideas on how the automation engine can be used to drive efficiency in your work. We have a request form used to help your business partners request your services, whether that's creating a new vendor relationship or perhaps needing your support with an existing vendor relationship. And finally, we have some blueprints to help make the work repeatable and automated for your future needs. Getting into the underlying folder and database structure, we have folders to manage our active vendor relationships, a folder to manage vendors that we have sunset or are actively sunsetting, and finally, a folder to manage the ticketing process for teams within your business requesting services of your team. We also have pre-built databases. This solution extensively uses Data Hub. So for example, the ability to collect and align cost center information, and also the ability to track vendor specifics. This information could either be input manually or collected via API from a third-party system. Now let's take a look into the tools that help us orchestrate the work across the various teams involved within this process. The tools within this solution have been designed for 2 distinct purposes. One is to visualize the progress of the work, and the other is to execute the work. Starting in our vendor traffic control dashboard, we have a common overview to give that high-level picture of all of our vendors, where they're aligned, where their health is, and ultimately a detailed breakdown. But we also wanted to answer the utilization question, understanding how are our vendors being utilized, where is their risk from overutilization, or where is their waste from underutilization. When it comes to doing the work, we have 3 specific tools to manage payments, renewals, and reviews. From a payment perspective, we have financial work management. This is a view to see the active work on our plate and where it stands. But we also have an overview to see where are the finances being spread across the vendors in our environment. From a renewal perspective, we've combined this into a single tool. First with a heat map to give a forward-looking view into the renewals coming on our team's plate, and also some tools on the side to manage our active renewals and also upcoming renewals. And also a detailed work breakdown flow to help us manage the work and the handoffs between the various teams. Additionally, there's often a need to handle tickets and requests for help among the various teams in our business. So we have a process identified and established to handle requests for help for existing vendors, and even a process to handle new vendor requests across the teams in our company. Also, all of this work is managed via a calendar. It's important to understand what's on our team's progress, what we need to be looking ahead toward, and maybe where we're behind. And finally, since this can be a complex process that involves multiple steps, we wanted to provide a wiki to help the teams manage the step-by-step process across all the teams, whether that be renewals, health reviews, payment processes, and we could even get into detailed specific wikis for each of the teams. So to close out, managing vendors and software shouldn't be a source of stress or confusion. With this Wrike solution, you could say goodbye to that scattered information, missed deadlines, and lack of transparency across the cross-functional teams. Instead, you gain a single solution to manage all of this work, streamline the workflows, and have confidence that nothing will slip through the cracks.